I've put myself in so many situations lately that I would have never done before.
Right.
Because that's what you do, isn't it, when you start a business?
Yeah.
And I just thought, do you know what? This is something that I would never have done before. So I'm just going to go for it. I think that moment where everything just stopped, and the job I was in at the time was amazing, and I made some really good friends, but it became maybe a bit unstable. You know, I didn't know the outcome after COVID. I left home literally 3 days after my 17th birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Had this house, baby on the way, and I was like, what is this? You know, and I was kind of pushed into a life that I was really young for. And the relationship I was in at the time was really bad. You know, it was wrapped in so much shame back then. You know, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, of course.
And you carry that for so many years, but it doesn't always, you know.
So you felt shame at 17 having a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, how come you felt that? Was people saying it, or was it
Yeah, it was, you know, all my friends were like, you know, living a life and going out.
Okay.
And it was, you know, the words of, you know, you've ruined your life.
Hey guys, are you feeling burnt out or wanting a quick break away from the daily grind? Well, our friends over at Cyro Boca Place offer the ultimate destination for those seeking a blend of luxury wellness, adventure and restoration. If you know me, you know I'm fully invested in health and well-being. So if you don't prioritize yourself first, how are you supposed to be showing up for others around you? Looking for an experience like this, head over to www.cyrohotels.com.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Master Your Life Beyond the Boardroom. I'm your podcast host, Luke Beastall, and we're back in the studio in Nottingham, and I have a very exciting guest. And Lynsey, this is all part of when you do business, when you do things that there can be things that get thrown at you, and we unfortunately had a guest who couldn't make it, so Lynsey has come in today to share her story. She sent me a message and she was literally saying, Lou, I just thought I'm going to do it and I'm going to see what happens, and I'm so grateful that she did, because you're going to be so excited and inspired by what she's going to share in this episode. She is the founder of a community called The Social Well. This has come from her background in nursing, and she saw a gap within the market space and hub space and community space that she really feels that she's going to have an impact on a lot of people probably not knowing what's out there. So we're going to dig really deep into that, her story, what's brought her to where she is today. And guys, please give us feedback as well. Hit the subscribe button and support us on this journey. But without further ado, Lynsey, I want to welcome you in.
Hi.
It's great to have you here.
Hi, it's great to be here.
So I know I've sort of said, you know, you threw yourself in the deep end. You was a little like, I was just nervous. I just thought I'd just do it.
Yeah.
I just love to ask that question. What made you sort of think, I'm just going to fire that message and see what happens?
I think it's a bit of a personal thing. You know, I have a lot of self-doubt and a lot of, you know, you can have a bit of confidence crisis, can't you? And I think I've put myself in so many situations lately that I would have never done before.
Right.
Because that's what you do, isn't it, when you start a business?
Yeah.
And I just thought, do you know what? This is something that I would never have done before. So I'm just going to go for it. And every time I do something like this, it just helps, you know, grow that confidence a little bit more.
Yeah, I really like that. And I think just for anyone sort of, you know, checking in even right at the beginning here, like the audience of maybe starting something new or seeking new change, you've just said this sort of, you have this confidence crisis, this self-doubt. Is there anything that just from your personal experience, maybe just to give the guys a bit of help or advice, what's helped you? I know people can say it's easier said than done just to do it, but what's helped you sort of try more new things to step out of your comfort zone?
I think it is literally just that want to not be that person anymore. You know, I've been trapped in this place where I've given myself the narrative that I'm not confident, or, you know, I've sat in conversations with people and they've said like, oh, you're really quiet, and you know, so it's that want to just push myself out of my comfort zone. And I think sometimes the thought of doing something is worse than actually doing it.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. The fact that you've got that mindset now where you think, I really do, I've got this desire for change.
Yeah.
And there is more out there, and I do want to
absolutely.
step up. And you want to change that narrative from what other people
Yeah.
had sort of said about you.
Yeah.
So when did you sort of have that moment in your career or your life, and maybe you'd spoken with your partner as well about it, or your kids, that mummy's going to make a change?
Yeah, do you know what? I think it came from going back into education because I was a mum from a young age, and that became who I was. And
sorry to interrupt, just let people know, but when did you become a mum, just so people...
I was a mum at 17.
Right, okay, yeah. So that was very early on.
So I became a mum at 17, and I lived a life of just being a mum, really, and working around the kids and doing all that, and I stayed in my comfort zone. And it was during COVID, actually, I went, do you know what? I'm just going to do something crazy and change completely. And going back into education, going to uni, really helped my confidence, and I became a completely different person.
Right. No, that's so good. So taking those steps in obviously COVID really. Do you think then from that moment, because I don't know. I mean, my experience, not to talk too much on that, but it slowed me down. It got me seeing things a little bit differently. Did you feel sort of that moment for you gave you a different perspective and allowed you to see things a little bit differently?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that moment where everything just stopped, and the job I was in at the time was amazing, and I made some really good friends, but it became maybe a bit unstable. I didn't know the outcome after COVID. And it was just like, do you know what? I've wanted to do this for so many years, but I've never had that belief that I can make that change, or, I've been a mum for so long and I'm ready to be Lynsey. What makes me happy.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. So that, by the way, that's so inspirational hearing that, obviously knowing it's, I just want to be Lynsey. I want to lean into something. It's been an idea for so long, because there is so many people out there that have these fantastic ideas. Or they want to be somebody, but they sort of, like you say, that self-doubt creeps in, those people's opinions creep in, and they just let it go. It just drifts away.
It's not easy. And, at school, I mean, I didn't do that well. I didn't come out with many GCSEs, and then, I was pregnant straight after, so I didn't have the education. I didn't have all of that. So it was starting from scratch. It was going, I need to do my GCSEs again. I need to do my A levels. And I did that all within a year to then get on to my nursing.
So okay then. So nursing, obviously, this just coming out of school, obviously we're not much. So what? And obviously being a mum at 17, that must have been a one hell of a responsibility. But absolute respect for that. What was going on in your life back then? Then, so where was obviously you would have been living at home, I guess, and looking after a boy who, and stuff like that. Was that challenging?
It was really difficult, to be honest. I wouldn't say I was a naughty kid. I was pretty good. I was up and down in my teens, but it was pretty normal. And then became a mum like really young, and I left home. I left home literally 3 days after my 17th birthday.
Okay.
Had this house, baby on the way, and I was like, what is this? And I was kind of pushed into a life that I was really young for. And the relationship I was in at the time was really bad. It wasn't a safe place. This went on for quite a few years. And it was a time where it was just really difficult. And I came out of that, and I carried on feeling like I'd got nothing, no confidence, no education. I'd got raising children. That was where I was really comfortable. That was all I knew at that point. I didn't have any idea what healthy relationships look like, how that looked. I met people, and if someone wasn't doing the things that I was subject to when I was younger, then they were good people, but that wasn't necessarily true. So I was kind of learning from scratch, really, all the things that I just didn't know back then. So I went on a journey of learning about myself, and it was challenging.
I can imagine. I mean, obviously, just again trying to picture that at such a young age, again, moving out at 17, obviously with a previous relationship, it wasn't healthy. Obviously, again, probably zapped everything out of a young person. There's such as confidence and going out there and seeing the world. Obviously, your life completely changed. What did you learn, from being a mum at such an early age? Because I'm sure there might even be people watching this that may also had kids at an early age, because it's not uncommon. What did you learn the most about that in your life, like that you've sort of taken into today?
I'd say I learned that there's so much more to your story. Like, that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
And it won't define you. Like, it won't define who you are. You'll grow with it. And that's what I learned, because it's wrapped in so much shame back then. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, of course.
And you carry that for so many years, but it doesn't always,
So you felt shame at 17 having a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, how come you felt that? Was people saying it, or was it
it was, all my friends were like, living a life and going out, and it was, the words of, you've ruined your life.
Really?
What are you going to do now? And, you knew everybody from school, because I'd only just left school.
Yeah, of course.
And, feeling like everybody's going to be talking about me, and you kind of just bury yourself away. And it's, it was a really difficult time looking back, but I learned so much through that, and the experience that it's given me to be where I am now and in a position to be able to speak to people is, there's a purpose to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously for you then, it's great that you've sort of come out the other side. This is quite I know it's a deep sort of reflection period for you, and a period that wasn't, obviously it was quite kind of tough mentally, like you say, your purpose weren't really there. You felt a bit ashamed just from people, I guess, placing that on you, that, why would you do that? Such a thing, you're supposed to live your life and stuff like that. Just out of curiosity, what did you do for yourself, or if you had any external support to sort of help you? Did you have any sort of help through that period?
No, I had an amazing family, but I think when you're going through tough times, you kind of shut people out. So
right, yeah, of course.
I didn't really. I went to a few of the, they do like Sure Start, like mums groups, young mum groups, and I went to a couple of them, but I never really was able to say how I was feeling. I never felt like I had anywhere to go and say, I'm actually really not okay.
Really? Okay, so what do you think kept you from like openly sharing that in mum groups then? Was it?
I think maybe the pressure of I've got it together. Like I was a young mum, and I can't complain about that. I did that, and I need to, everything's fine.
Yeah. Do you think? Wow. Yeah, I'm just trying. I could be completely wrong. What I'm feeling from this, obviously, this is just pressure of society and people around us. Obviously, you've experienced these groups, which obviously has kind of given me a bit of an idea of why you've sort of creating your own space now and stuff. Did you feel sort of you being a very young mum, that when you went into that room, that you felt, I'm probably the youngest mum here? Yes. And and there was that sort of, not judgment, maybe judgment, but that like, oh, well, they probably won't get what I'm going through.
Yeah, even if there wasn't judgment, I perceived
that. Of course, you would, naturally. It's a natural human instinct to go in a room and look and go, here I am as a mum at 17, and probably most of these mums are mid-20s. Or older.
That was real. Yeah, that was, going to like toddler groups, and, people was like, oh.
Thinking, is that your nephew? Is that your niece? That sort of feeling.
Yeah, I've had that before,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is, I think this is a common thing that obviously, we battle with, sort of data. So did you go to those groups? Did you find it anywhere else, or was you still struggling?
No, I just kind of muddled through it myself.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I muddled through it, and like I say, I did have a good family, and I think that really helped.
Sure.
I had that support, but I still didn't find it easy to say I need help, or I'm struggling, or it was just really hard to do.
Yeah. Well, admire the fact that you had the resilience to even though that maybe you didn't feel that there was a safe space for you, to open up as probably as much as you'd like to, because of what you was feeling in them, in that moment in time. But the fact that you still kind of carried yourself through. If you look back on that experience, I mean, obviously I know it was sort of your first son.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of looking back on that, to how you brought up your son? Because obviously he's now, I know he's 21 and you've just been away for his birthday.
Yeah.
I just love to know sort of, like a value or a moral that you sort of helped him through as a mum.
I think the fact that I never gave up,
Yeah.
the fact that I just kept going, like, you know, that I, even on the tough days, like I kind of was able to put that aside and kind of, that was my reason for doing it.
Yeah. Do you think that's installed in his mentality? Does he feel that sort of never give up, or that sort of?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I like to think so.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, it comes from parenting, but also the fact that sort of you've been through that, and if he's experiencing a moment in his life where he's maybe wanting to give up, you can say, you know, never give up, or you're not saying, oh, it's what I did for you, but just the fact that you've.
Yeah.
He's been through that with you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? Yeah.
No, I think that's really good, and it's, I find as well, sort of, I mean, obviously I have family support, but there's nothing worse than feeling like you're kind of on your own.
Yeah. No, it was tough. It was a really, really lonely time, but I had so many people around me, but I was still incredibly lonely.
Yeah. And then, so for you then, what brought you, because obviously it was quite a lonely period, what do you feel sort of helped you come out of the loneliness that you was in throughout that period? Was there anything in particular? Like, it could be career-wise, it could just be a conversation.
Yeah, I think I always had a job doing something, whether it was admin or reception work, and that kind of kept me going. It gave me a bit of normality.
Yeah.
And I'd say in the last 10 years, since I met my partner, my life's really changed, and I've really had a different view on things. You know, I don't look back with bad feeling anymore. Like I've dealt with it all, and you know, it really, I'd say the last 10 years have been really pivotal for me.
So what do you think's been the most pivotal moment for you in the last 10 years, if you could pick one? If
I would pick one, it would be going back into education. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like that was a massive jump for me. You know, it was a big.
Well, especially after what you said there, coming from being so young, leaving school, and feeling like you've got education.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it what was sort of going through your mind and body? What was you feeling when you sort of was before taking that leap to go back in?
I was just thinking, am I mad? Like,
really?
am I mad doing this? Like, I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. Like,
of course,
I'm not going to get accepted. You know, it's not going to go well for me. You know. But then I was like, no. And luckily, I do have a really supportive partner. And he was
going to say that.
Just go. Yeah. You're going to be amazing.
Brilliant.
And
yeah, that's really good. And obviously, again, having that supportive partner in that moment to go against something that has probably been.
Exactly.
I mean, it's always going to be installed in you. A way of fear of like, oh, I didn't have any education. I come out with nothing really. And to go back in and give it another go again, it does relate back to that sort of never give up mentality. So when you sort of went back into education and going into something that was such a fear for so long, and obviously you couldn't have really done it with the responsibilities you had to look after your son.
Yeah.
What did you take away from that experience? Like, what did you sort of then look like? What was the next move for you after that?
When I was in education?
Yeah, like what? Because obviously when you sort of commit to something, you then see something as like, oh, that's maybe the next step.
Well, I always knew I was going back into education to do nursing.
Yeah.
So I did my access year, which I did my GCSEs and A-levels, and then went straight to nursing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So nursing then, because I know there's quite a few different nurses and stuff like that, what was your sort of background there in nursing? What did you...
Well, I did adult nursing. That's what I trained in.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you're doing your training, obviously you're training all sorts of different areas, you know, all over. And it's quite a long process, 3 years.
3 years to be qualified?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
And that's through... So what's that, university, college, or...?
Yeah, you do 50-50. So 50% of your time is at university and 50%'s out on placement, practical.
Wow. Where was your placement at?
I had so many.
Was it Calo?
No.
Okay.
Derby Royal. But yeah, loads of different places, like surgical, medical, community. It was eye-opening.
Yeah. So you say eye-opening. What's something that probably people wouldn't know about nursing that was sort of eye-opening for you?
I think for me, I had this from being a young age, I've always had this innate feeling to help people, because I don't want people to feel like I ever felt.
Yeah.
And I think that's what my thought was. If I go into nursing, I can help people.
Yeah.
But nursing for me wasn't what I thought it was. It's a lot more. I thought you'd be able to sit next to patients and be like, have a lot more time. But, it's so stretched, and you're so busy, and there's so many things to do between giving medication and doing the rounds. It's really difficult to have those one-to-one conversations.
Right. Okay.
And that's what I found I didn't expect from nursing.
So I'm just sort of trying to piece together what you've already shared. So you felt quite lonely from an early age. So when you said you always knew you wanted to help people, when was that? Was that from being a kid?
Yeah, it really was. I mean, I'd literally have a picture of me at like 4 years old in a nurse's outfit.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
And would your mum and dad also say about you that you was always looking after people?
Yeah, always. I was the oldest as well.
Okay.
So I've got younger sisters and a brother.
So you looked after them?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So you had that in you from such an early age.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's interesting you say like dressing up in an outfit and so on. Being the doctor putting the thing on them and go, hey, you're breathing, you alive, and stuff like that, because you do that as kids. But then again, like you say, you felt, so when you went into the nursing and then saw the realness of what the role is, then obviously you explored a gap with that, didn't you? Sort of saw something that maybe you could help people on a bit of a deeper level. Was that idea, because we'll go on to that, was that idea sort of in your mind before nursing, or was that only really discovered during nursing?
Yeah, really during nursing. I mean, I think it was in year 2. Obviously, I'd already done hours on placement.
Yeah.
We had a module on social prescribing, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, you can literally sit down with somebody and, find out what they love, what they want to change, like, and, prescribe them on to other things that could help them to feel whole. You're empowering them to take control of their life. And that was a real moment for me. And I was like, I'd love to do that.
Right.
And I think that was definitely a point of where my mind shifted a little bit. And I was like, there is stuff out there that I can do that can be more meaningful for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does, 100%. I mean, obviously for you, you wanted to help them below the surface. Again, when you said bits about the social prescribing, like what do they love doing, what do they want to do, it's like naturally shifting past that sort of, here's your list of stuff, see you later sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because it was difficult, in the hospitals. There was people, that, you'd have patients that were really lonely at home, and being in hospital was actually really nice for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they didn't have visitors at home, and they was in hospital, and there was people around, and, and I found myself thinking, like, what could you do at home differently? Like, is there anything that you could, any groups that you could go to? Like, what do you enjoy doing?
Yeah.
And those were the conversations I found myself having with patients, and I thought, I just felt that shift towards that for me at that point. Yeah,
it's really, really interesting what you say there, and just sort of the guys watching in on this will probably relate. I mean, it's singing to me in a way, because my mum has got dementia and stuff like. She's in a care home.
Yeah.
And I know my dad held on for so long to keep her in her home environment.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where she couldn't look after herself
anymore.
But again, for her, obviously having dementia, it slowed it down a bit.
Yeah.
Knowing that she's in a room full of people, and there's people caring for her and stuff like that. So I know, where you're coming from, where if people are at home on their own, and maybe they haven't got much family around them, or not visiting as often as maybe they would need it.
Yeah.
It's those conversations, isn't it?
Yeah.
How important, how important do you feel conversations are in?
Oh, so important. Like, one conversation can make all the difference to somebody.
Yeah.
Just...
How mad that you're saying that, though, but our life's been designed today to avoid conversations.
I know. It really has. It really has. It's frightening, really.
Yeah. Because it's everything's chat, bots, automated.
Yeah.
Because you normally used to pick up a phone and have to go through different people to call people or whatever, or used to call up, like I say, home landline phones, whatever, and now it's all text and
it's all done
chat.
text, you lose that human connection, and I think that's people need that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I mean, obviously, I know what you're doing now and stuff, and where you're creating something. I think is really kind of bringing that connection back together, because obviously we live in a more connected world. I mean, obviously we know we can fire a message and it goes straight to the other side of the world within minutes, but we're actually more disconnected.
Yes.
As humans.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about then Social Well. Where did that name come from? Where did that?
Yeah, it's I was sat there and I was thinking, like, what would I call it? And I know I like the word wellness.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, so, you know, I went through so many different names, and then I just heard the Social Well, and it just hit something, and I thought the well could mean anything, you know, like the social well. You know, you bring your stuff to the well.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It just felt like there were so many different meanings behind it, and I don't know, it just, you know, something just clicked. It just felt right.
So where did you hear that? Did you hear the word social well, or was you just playing around with words?
Playing around with words. I was playing around with words, and actually I'd typed in, you know, like some ideas for names, and I realised I liked the word well, and then it was just putting things together, and I was like, I don't know, it just hit.
Yeah, but that's good though, because that's your own creation from something that you've seen is a very common problem within your space of nursing, and obviously the patients that you deal with that they wanted more depth or just a general conversation.
Yeah.
So how long have you been? Are you still in nursing now, or
no?
Oh, you're not. Okay. When? Yeah. How long was you nursing for?
I literally finished my training and stepped more or less straight out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Went straight into the social well.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Was there any? Okay, then. So this is sort of a pressure thing, I think, in and I'd love to sort of hear your views on this. That when people sort of say go university, I know so you did it a little bit later on. Some people do anyway. Is that they do study 3 years for something, but then go into something completely different, or they do something that's not related to. Did you feel any sort of pressure there? Did you because I was talking to your partner, you feel like, I've just studied for 3 years. I've now got the qualification, but I'm leaving it.
Yeah. But I couldn't do what I'm doing now without that. Like, it's given me all the training that I need to be able to hold conversations. So I don't see it that way, but there was definitely, I've had so many moments where I'm like, it would have been so much easier if I had just stayed in nursing. You know, sometimes you think when things feel hard, especially early on in when you're trying to change your career and set something up.
Yeah.
But, I think it's the best decision I made.
Right. So this is really good. So obviously there's that you've left behind, obviously an employed role that would, you kind of knew sort of what your salary would be, and you've now gone into this, community social well. How did that feel in that gap though? Sort of like closing that door on nursing to then obviously set this up.
Yeah, no, it was really hard.
Yeah,
it wasn't easy, and I had to believe that, that was the right path for me. And it's been really difficult. I'm not going to say it's been really easy. Yeah, it's been difficult.
So when was that change, and when did you start social well? How long ago was that?
I think the idea came around November time.
Like what, 2024? Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you start putting the feelers out, or when did you start having conversations to people about it?
Pretty much straight away.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You didn't mess about that.
No, I just wanted to know if there was actually a feel for it, a need for it. Obviously,
a market for it as well.
Lots of research, seeing, because there's obviously a lot of spaces that do things like I'm doing. So it's like,
is there really? Is there a lot?
I mean, there's a lot of places that offer support. Yeah. More than people would know.
Yeah. Did you have to? So just even so, like the guys watching in this can understand, or listening in understand as well. So you set up this company. A lot of people sort of do it. What made sort of your approach unique in your opinion?
I think when I say a lot of people are doing it, what I found is there's a lot of people that do social prescribing, like that's based at a lot of doctors' surgeries and things like that, the GP. And there's a lot of people that do, therapy, different forms of support. But what makes me a bit unique is it's not clinical, it's not therapy, it's not just social prescribing. It's that bit in the middle. It's, you know, it's meeting people where they're at, having opening up conversations that you might have never had, and then seeing if there is anything we can do further, or, you know, that's where the social prescribing comes in. So it's just a little bit different.
But you're one-to-one as well.
It's one-to-one, yeah.
It's quite bespoke.
Mm.
I think the biggest thing that I've just heard there, which I love, by the way, is the meeting them where they're at.
Yeah.
Because a lot of sort of things that you go into, and maybe you've seen this, it's like, it's not that it's bad stuff or bad information or stuff that they could help people with, but maybe they're not there just yet.
Yeah.
Maybe they're looking and going, or they switched off because they're like, that's not for me.
Yeah, no, exactly. And some of the people I've supported, you know, some want deeper help, some just literally want a conversation. You know, it's so varied.
Yeah. So how do you switch in them modes though? So like, so I mean, I think people might be interested. Well, I know I'm interested. Sort of, obviously, you get somebody coming to you and go, they just want to just blurt out and just probably use you as a bit of a space to vent out, or maybe just open it up. But then you have somebody coming and you know that they want like help. How do you sort of switch modes with that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a skill. I think you just kind of read that person and kind of know in that moment what they need.
You sort of like, I don't know if you have like consultation, or do you have just like pen note, but do you like take notes? Do you just you do all that?
Just sit and chat. It's really informal.
It's
just want to get
relaxed.
a feel, and I don't want to have that atmosphere that feels clinical. Or you know, sat with my notepad facing it. It's just not like that. It's a lot more human.
But I'm asking you, this is what I like though, because I'm asking you, because people probably won't know this. You know, it's sort of like, you know, these words that could be getting flown around, thinking, right, trying to figure out like who you are here, Lynsey. Are you are you saying you're a therapist? Are you saying you're a counsellor? Are you saying, you know, no, but this is what I'm saying. But it's like, that's what people think, and then I'm gonna sit directly opposite you, and you've got a bookcase in the background, and it's me sat there with glasses down, and you know, all that. But the people see that, they sort of go, I'm not good, and they fear away. So for you then, what do you feel again, just from your experience so far, from all the stuff that you've done, helps more people open up to spaces like what you're doing? What would help somebody do that?
I think it's just maybe it not feeling clinical, or you know, not feeling like there's any pressure. Like I always say, you know, there's no pressure from this. Like, you can take from it what you want, and we can go whichever way you want it to go. Whether, you know, you just need somebody to chat to, or, you know, it's led by them.
Right.
So I think that's what makes it a little bit more appealing to people that aren't necessarily keen on going straight in and having some deep therapy, you know?
Yeah, that's really good. And I think it's quite sort of, it like drops the guard down a little bit for somebody, because maybe, like I say, they'll deem it as, I don't really want to be going in a, maybe even scared of the doctors.
Exactly that.
You know, so a lot of people are scared of that, aren't they?
Yeah, a lot of people are scared of that. And, you know, a few of the people I've supported have said the same thing, which is, I've been to my GP and I don't want to go on medication.
Right.
You know, and so it's like, just trying to figure out what else we can do to support that person.
Right. I can see you working with sort of external people and bringing them in as a not as sort of like part of the business as such, but just people that could support.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like sort of like a it's a community again, isn't it? Where
trying to build a community of people that can support people in different ways.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of just closing that gap on people that feel that they're beyond help, or there's nothing they could do in their situation, because a lot of the times they just don't know what's out there.
Yeah, that will say they don't know what's out there. So for you, obviously, you know, you have obviously you have spaces. What would you say has been your best space, or your most comfortable space to have these you know, people come through the door to share about their life?
I've just run a pilot just to see how it went with a church.
Yes. Where was that based?
It's in Chesterfield.
Okay, just if anyone was watching Chesterfield,
Yeah, and I think some people, when they hear the word church, can think like, you know, the pulpits and the organs, but
actually praying or something.
Yeah. But you know, the church I've been working with is amazing. It's so modern and progressive, and it's so deeply rooted in the community. Like, you know, all they want to do is help everybody in all walks of life.
Okay.
And it actually, the pastor of the church are actually friends of mine. And I sat down with them and I was talking to them about the social well, and we got into a really good, like, really interesting conversation. And I never thought of it this way, but so many broken people walk into church. So many people don't know where to go. So they go to a church.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from though? Why do you think, or people sort of get drawn to that?
Yeah, I maybe think they find it a place of healing, or they know that
I think
they're
that,
going to be
yeah.
welcomed
Yeah.
when they go there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't know what else to do. I'm going to go to church. So that's where it kind of sparked the conversation of this would actually be really beneficial to us, because I think, like, pastorally you can do so much, and obviously they're stretched as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they do a lot of other things, don't they? Then, you know, churches
Yeah.
can be used for a lot of different
Yeah.
sort of things.
So it was a case of yeah, it was just like a moment of like, this could really be beneficial in this space, like something that we didn't know that we needed. So that was like, let's pilot it and let's see how it goes. And
Right.
you know, the people that I've met doing it's been amazing, and you know, it's been such a humbling, inspiring place to be. You know, and I've met, you know, I've supported people, and it's been amazing. It really has.
And what's been it's great, you can tell anyway, just from what you're sharing, is that it's obviously a big passion of yours, and you really do care about people beyond just what you see in front. You know, you want to know more about them, you want to hold that space. What's been the most fulfilling part for you starting this business, to be able to give back to others?
In terms of
so obviously, say if I'm sat with you one to one, like, and people are opening up to you, what's been the most fulfilling part for you on that?
Do you know what the words I hear so much is, I've never told anyone that,
Right,
or I've never shared that with anyone before, and that, you know, I don't take that lightly. You know, it's an amazing thing for somebody to say, and you know, and just then knowing how to hold that space, like, and be able to navigate that, because that can open a lot of relief, but also a lot of pain, you know, because they're opening up something that they've maybe pushed so far down. So then I find that really fulfilling, to be able to give these people a place to speak about something that might have felt like they couldn't tell anybody.
And just for you, just sort of, obviously that must, by the way, I'm just saying, must be an amazing feeling, to be able to have somebody that maybe has never met you before just walk through the door, to not feel judged, because you've already felt that feeling, like, I'm gonna bottle it up, to then just sit opposite or sit side to side with somebody and just go, I've just got to share this with you. In terms of yourself and what you're creating, has that given you so much more confidence that this is going to be something that is needed?
Absolutely,
more than ever.
Yeah. When I went into the pilot, I was, you know, I was a bit like, you know, am I in the right space? You question it, don't you? Like, but that's what it's for.
Yeah.
And it was just, it really solidified. Like, I really have created something that, you know, there's a gap for.
Yeah, and I think that's really good. So if someone was to sort of come into the social well, is it sort of, I'm just trying to capture the process here, is it sort of they walk through and they're booking in and just have like a half an hour or an hour? How does that all work?
Sessions are usually an hour. But like I say, you know, it's kind of guided by the person. But just book in and go from there. Yes. But I'm just turning CIC. Don't you?
Yeah. I know. You said that. Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah, so that I can hopefully reach more people.
Yeah, of course, because then it's funded a little bit more. You'll get a bit more support with marketing,
exactly,
all that stuff,
and be able to help, you know, charities, community hubs, churches that wouldn't necessarily be able to get that support elsewhere. So that's a real big step.
Yeah, it is a big step. It's exciting as well. What do you? Okay, then. So obviously you're in the community space now. You're working very closely with sort of humans on a deep level. You're helping them with things such as pain, suffering, shame, whatever, all the things that I know we're probably at some stage we'll all kind of experience. Where do you see it going? Where do you see sort of social well going? Yeah.
My dream would be to have like real hubs for people to come into, like just all over, you know, just having these spaces, even embedded in places like churches, you know, having a space for people to come and just as they are.
How crazy is it though that, and that's amazing by the way, how crazy is it that sort of there's more spaces wanting to be created that's actually getting people out of the house? You know, we've obviously been driven by a pandemic that message was stay at home.
Yeah.
Obviously work careers has changed where people are working from home, so it's still that stay at home message.
Yeah.
But it now seems to be that it's changing again.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get more people outdoors or to get out of the house, to go to a space that they feel safe into, to feel a part of something, to have a sense of belonging.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And because I can resonate with that, because obviously, I mean, I've set up a run club in the Derbyshire area, like Chesterfield or Tipshelf Clay Cross, and that was sort of the purpose behind that. The run free part was literally what you said, like wanting to create spaces, but I wanted it through movement.
Right.
Like I wanted people to move, because I find that, I'm just talking from a male perspective here, that it can be quite sort of not always daunting, but just to sit directly opposite somebody, as if you've got an ego, or you might share, but you might be like, why am I going to share? But when you're sort of like running or walking shoulder to shoulder, it's a bit more sort of you feel a bit like a team, a bit a unit or something. So you sort of so I just love it how it's great to hear sort of the spaces you're creating. Also, I hear it. It's interesting. I hear it with a lot of business owners now that are very community driven.
Yeah.
Which I think is so impactful.
Yeah. And it's needed.
Yeah.
It is needed. It is.
I think it's needed more than ever. So for you then, seeing obviously social work, but only been going since, say, November, right?
Yeah. That's when it was a thought. So yeah.
Right. And then the pilot scheme ran from, when was that?
It's been going just over a month now.
Just over a month?
Yeah.
Wow. So in that period then, from say December to like April time, what was happening there? Was it just behind the scenes?
It was behind the scenes, It was building it, having conversations with people, like, would this be something that you'd find beneficial? You know, I wanted to know, what do people want? You know, how do they want to be approached in a conversation? What would help? You know.
So you went. So this was really good then. Just people to understand, if they're setting up a business, you've got this idea. You've sort of started to go out and ask people, gain feedback, test it a little bit, ask and see if people like go, ooh, I'm really engaged, or you can see that they're not. Where did you sort of go? Like, what did you go networking? Did you sort of email people? Did you just have phone calls?
Yeah.
How did you get the message about that?
It was just speaking to people that I knew, people within my network.
Okay, that's good.
Speaking to people, just reaching out to people and being like, I love what you do. I'm trying to do something similar, and then just having a conversation, because people are so open to that. And that's what I've realised.
So open to what? Sorry.
Having a conversation, like
about just
what they do.
Oh, okay.
Reaching out to people and saying, like, I really admire what you're doing. I'm trying to create something similar. Like, can I just have a bit of your time?
Yeah.
And
that's really good you say that, because I think a lot of people, I don't know whether you've experienced, but I really try and tell people this, but a lot of people say to me, they don't reach out or they don't ask because they think I'm too busy. But I always say, I've always got time for good people, or people that I feel that. Do you see what I mean? It's like,
I understand.
And obviously, you've just said that. It's a really good point to raise to people here, to say, look, guys, if you're watching this, that if you've got an idea, just like what you said, if you admire what they do, you just want a little bit of the time, they'll give it you.
Yeah.
They want to help you. They want to see you win as well.
Yeah. I've not come across one person that's like ignored me or been like, no.
Oh, really?
Everyone's been so open, and I think that's probably the space I've walked into, is everybody wants to help everyone, and like seeing different ways that people help and support people. It's so inspiring.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I think
that's inspired me.
That's it. Is there anyone that you've sort of, it's not like you have to plug them in or anything like that, but is there anybody that you sort of want to like pick out of the hat, sort of feel that's really helped you throughout this like business owner journey that you're going into, that sort of like helped you through it or guided you, or has anyone sort of given you ideas or anything that's inspired you?
I don't think I could pick a particular person, because everybody's given me different different things, but I think it really has. I couldn't say anyone in particular. It's been a real mixed bag of everybody's feedback. and everybody's opinion, and it's really helped mold where I'm at now.
Yeah, so those multiple conversations with different people have allowed you to get clearer on what it is that, or where you're going to go.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Did you feel when you first started, obviously you had the idea and you started going, was there any moment that you thought, this ain't going to work? I'm gonna just park it and go back to nursing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so many times I was like, am I trying to create something that's worth it? Would the people want it? And then, that self-doubt crept in.
Yeah.
It was just constantly having those conversations with myself. But once I put myself out there and I had conversations with people, I realised, but yeah, at the beginning it was difficult. There was a lot of like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And that's really normal, isn't it?
I think we've got to normalise that. I like that you've shared that as well, because I know from experience, and obviously even again having conversations with people on this platform, it's that course. So you're gonna fear it. You're gonna want to go back to where you was.
Absolutely, because it felt a bit safe at there.
Yeah, it's like, it's comfortable. It's like, because I know what I'm doing, and obviously this is.
Yeah.
Is it going to work? Is it is it going to be worth it? Was there any sort of like pushback from people? Like as in obviously you sharing your idea, not questioning it, but was anyone saying, because I don't want to say this that the wrong way, but when I get it now, but I know what some people's minds would be like hearing what you're trying to build, going, that's wishy-washy, that.
Yeah.
That's a bit sort of like, what's that going to do for people?
Yeah.
We've already got help with the NHS sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you have any sort of, like from friends, because I know sometimes even people closest you can sort of go, I don't get it. Or,
yeah. I did find that some people would be like, what do you do? What?
Yeah,
like just sit and have a chat, and I'm like, no, it's more than that.
Right. Okay.
It's them finding the people some deeper support if they want. It's going to a photography group with them because they're too scared to go on their own. It's a lot more than just a conversation. Well, it can be. So yeah, but I feel like probably which pushed me more towards CIC was I realised I didn't quite know where I was going to end up.
No.
And I remember having a conversation with somebody that, I perceive as knowing.
So becoming a dad back in 2023 has definitely been challenging at times. Being on this entrepreneur journey, having multiple businesses, it can be tough, but it doesn't have to be. One way to kick off your personal development journey is nestled in the heart of Montenegro. Syro Boca Place offers more than just a lifestyle experience. It is the ultimate active lifestyle hotel. Whether you're looking to rejuvenate in this state-of-the-art recovery lab, take a dip in the 25-metre half Olympic pool with a retractable roof, or explore the stunning trails of Boca Bay, there is something for everyone. And if you're like me, who wants to stay active and experience what is on offer, so if you're looking to elevate your travel experience and feel better than when you arrived, to get in on the experience, head over to www.syrohotels.com.
It helped me because I knew then, probably right now for me, that's probably not the right way to go. So I didn't know where to go with it at the start.
Sure. You're
it's
trying
like,
to
where would it be best received?
And then was there a few sort of places that it were getting really received well at to then decide where you was going to go, or did you just find that, like, say for example, the church space being really like that seems to be, or the low within the community sort of
I think that just hit. Like I just was like, yes, that it just made sense for what I wanted to do. It just, I think I never really thought of church as being that place where.
No, I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, but it makes sense when you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Did you trial out any other environments or hub spaces or anything, or was it?
No, I've had conversations, and that's I don't know where I'll go next.
No,
I'm kind of like but I feel like that's been what I needed to kind of confirm that I am doing something worthwhile and good, and it's exciting.
It is exciting. Well, obviously, this is again, it's sort of like being present in this process right now. It's going to obviously eventually door will open up, it'll move forwards where it needs to go. Do you sometimes feel like you're winging it?
Oh yeah.
People need to hear this, because I say this all the time. People are like, but you must have a step 1, step 2,
Yeah, no, completely. Like, obviously there's a lot of structure to the conversations I hold and everything, but behind the scenes I'm like,
yeah, like, what am I doing?
Yeah, no, so many times, and I can find that one day I'm full of confidence and I'm like, this is amazing, it's the best thing ever, and the next day I'm like, oh my days, like, what am I doing?
Right. But that's good though, and it's nice to hear that, because obviously it's quite daunting.
Yeah.
Wanting to set up your own business. Some days can be busier than others. Some days, like what you said, I woke up today and I'm like, yes, I know what I'm doing, and great, it's been impactful, and I'm a step closer. And then other days you're like, what am I doing? Am I doing everything right? Maybe just try this, try that.
Did I handle that the best? Could I have done better? No, all the time. Like, there's never been a point since I had this idea that I was 100% like, confident. That you have those moments, don't you? And I think that's really normal.
Yeah. But again, you're normalizing it. And I think, I just feel sort of like people, it's really important to hear this, because we sort of don't feel like we're in the normal. Everything has to be shiny, or everything has to be perfect, or everything has to be sort of, the outcome's already there before they start.
Yeah.
Like,
if there's one thing I've learned, and I've had so many people say it to me, is sometimes you've got to just jump even when you don't feel you're 100% ready.
Right.
Like, sometimes you've got to take that step, because you could get everything 100% perfect, but you're never going to know until you just take that step into the unknown.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy thing to do. Like, you could stay in your lane, I guess, and do what feels easy, or what, it would be easy for me to go into nursing. I've done the training, I know what I know what I'm doing, but sometimes stepping out of that comfort zone is so much more rewarding.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, and I think it's really, I think it needs to be, like I say, you're driving that message home all the time. Like, just take the risk, take the leap. It can be scary at times, and obviously, even for you being here on this platform today, I know, just for guys to know, sort of before we put the cameras on and recorded, you were nervous. You yesterday you sent me the message, Luke. Is that space? Because obviously I did it. I think is just brilliant.
Yeah.
The fact that you jump in the deep end, and I think it's not. I mean, obviously in the now, it's sort of, you could obviously, you're feeling more comfortable now, and obviously it's that, but it's the after part that really carries the impact, isn't it? So it's like that first step, you take it, you go, I made a wrong decision, but then it could become the best decision because of the after.
Exactly that. Exactly.
Yeah. So what would you say has been your biggest leap of faith then in your life so far? Is it that from leaving nursing and going into this, or is there anything else, even personally, it could be? What's been the biggest sort of leap of faith?
I think it was leaving my job and going into education.
Really?
Yeah. Because obviously at that time I didn't know if I had I didn't know that what I had in there, because I'd probably over the years been like, I'm not good enough, or not clever enough, or So I think that was a leap of faith in myself, really.
So for years then, how long would you say that you had this sort of negative self-talk, or this feeling of not being good enough?
I don't think I remember a time when I didn't feel like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you still feel a little bit like that today, or do you feel like it's turned on?
Yeah, no, I feel like I've come a long way since that. Yeah.
It sounds like you have, to be honest. It sounds like you've come a long way to be doing things like this, and to be going after what you truly want. So, if somebody was sort of, at this moment in the podcast, and they're listening to your sort of story, I'm not going to say like what's the best piece of advice to sort of give them, but if they're resonating with that, like they don't feel good enough, they've got an idea, what would you, if you were sat opposite them now and just having a conversation, what would you say to them?
I'd say to get out there and talk to people that are doing something similar, and just, it'll help you understand it a little bit more, and having someone to sound off, because I didn't have anyone around me that does what I do. I didn't have anybody to talk to that I was already close to, so making those connections and sending those messages that might have felt a bit like, what are they going to say? Just ask, just question it, and you build confidence just from doing that.
Yeah, building confidence from conversations, just reaching out. I think that's really good, because I think, again, as we said earlier on in this episode, so many people today are very much about hiding or avoiding, or not really putting themselves out there as such. But obviously for you, you're showing that it's possible, that you've come from years of not feeling good enough, not whether feeling like you've got no education behind you, and like, what am I going to do with my life? I'm a mum here. I'm obviously, you're a proud mum and stuff like that, and you've also got a great partner and great support family and that. But you just thought, what am I going to do? Sort of with the career, but you've done, you're doing it, you're living through that, which I think for anyone, especially me hearing it, I think is great that you're doing that, because the odds are against you.
Absolutely.
Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But you've edged the bets, and here you are now winning on top, and the returns coming through, which is great. So for you now then, with the social, is this going to be sort of, are you wanting it to go global, across the UK and stuff like that, or are you just kind of keeping it local? Because obviously I know you're Derbyshire based.
Yeah. Local. Yeah. For now, I don't know where it's gonna take me.
You could end up with like multiple teams doing it in different regions.
You just don't know, do you?
Yeah.
But no, I just want to make an impact where I am. Start local, and then who knows where it might go.
Yeah, I can see it a bit. That's what I'm saying. I think it's exciting. I think the fact that sort of, obviously you've got the improvement of it being a CIC, that's going to help a lot with people not feeling like it's coming out of their pocket, or is it a resource for them to come for free? Is it, or is it still an investment? If anyone wants to come to a social meeting or something like that, or meet up or one-to-one with you, how does that work?
Well, that's the thing. At the minute, I'm just navigating that.
You're sort of fixing it out.
Yeah. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But it's I'm just finishing the pilot and deciding where to go next. So I've got some really exciting conversations to have, and see where that goes.
Yeah, good, because obviously you want to make it accessible at the same time. It's got to be a business.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to grow. You've got to have something from it, right? I mean, that's the whole point behind it, so you can further develop yourself, expand the business. It can't just be all free and in a way. So that's
it's like if anybody's kind of, if you've got a space where you've got people and you're like, that would be really beneficial for my people, that's the sort of people that I'm looking for. Do you know what I mean? To kind of be able to help their people, whether it's a workplace or a community, a hub, anywhere.
Yeah. So just if anyone's sort of like watching this and have got a business, or have got like a team or anything like that, what would, for them to have a conversation with you or something, if or to even ask about what it is that you're building, because obviously it's great that it's in its founding stages, you could probably support each other on that. Is there any particular anything you can give them information wise that would help them reach out to you, or is it just anybody at this moment in time? Or
I mean, I'm having conversations all the time, and nothing's excluded.
No.
Like if somebody feels it's a benefit to their space and to the people that they look after, then
brilliant. No, that's really good. I think like I say, you're still in the early stages. You're still finding out where it's at, and I'm sure later down the line you'll be sort of leading all of the hubs, and there'll be
that's the dream.
Yeah, you'll be having one. You'll be just going, oh, there's that one there, there's that one there, there's that one there, and you'll just be sort of like a bit. Oh, you still be delivering it, but you'll be a bit out of it. I mean, obviously you're a one person. I know you said your partner is doing the behind the scenes stuff, but you can't do everything, can you?
No, absolutely. I'm learning that very quickly.
Yeah, I bet like juggling it all and stuff, and doing all this at the minute. I mean, it's the way you start a business. I think
it's the way you start a business. And then who knows?
Yeah, it's exciting. Have you felt it being quite overwhelming? Have you felt it in any way, not burnout, but have you felt yourself quite exhausted in any way, or have you managed that sort of energy quite well with setting up the business?
I think I've managed it all right. It's just like with anything, it's hard to switch off. Like it's like 9 o'clock, I'm just sitting down on the sofa and I'm like, I'm just gonna get the laptop out and just, I wouldn't say burnout, but it's hard to switch off, isn't it?
Yeah. Is there anything that you do to sort of take your mind off it? Have you got anything beyond work or hobby wise that you love doing, or with the kids, or anything that just sort of, even if it's a moment where you can think, right, I can part work and do a bit of something for me?
Yeah, no, it is. It's spending time with the kids and with my family. Like I said, I've got quite a big family, seeing my sisters, you know, seeing my mum. It's just, yeah.
It's family time like every week. Did you always go out?
Yeah, always doing something.
Oh, but what would you say is your like best sort of day out with the family? What do you love doing?
Nice walks.
Yeah,
Going for nice walks. Yeah,
like Matlock and stuff like that.
There's plenty, isn't there?
Yeah.
Around Derbyshire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I like that. Well, we are getting towards the end of the episode. I want to ask every guest this question, just because it's sort of the title of the podcast, but it's a really good one to sort of hear your views on it. Obviously, you've gone through one hell of a self-development journey, which I think has been brilliant. Hearing where you was and where you are today, I'm sure the guys all agree. I'd love to ask you, Lynsey, what does mastering your life mean to you?
Mastering my life would be I'd say it's taking control over all the thoughts that hold you back and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone.
Wow, I like that. I like that.
Yeah,
it's the the control part is really big. I like that, but thoughts as well. Yeah, no, really, really good meaning. So look, obviously this has been a very last minute episode, but it's been amazing. I've really enjoyed digging into your story. If people here are sort of wanting to connect with you and maybe even have a conversation, where's the best place for them to reach out? Email or over the phone? Yeah. Anything. Well, we'll make sure that goes in all the show notes anyway. Ollie, who's behind the camera now, he'll put that in there and make sure people can reach out. But final thing from me is it's been a pleasure to have you in the boardroom.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you once again for everyone tuning into this episode. From us, if you enjoyed it, if you've taken value from it, if you just tap a like, drop a comment below, and even better, support us on our journey moving forwards, just hit that subscribe button. We'd love to hear from you. Feedback is welcome, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.